And we come now to 0 hour 30 Universal Time. In the news at this hour, an Israeli airstrike in the Gaza Strip has hit a vehicle belonging to the Reuters news agency. Reports say the vehicle was struck late on Saturday. Reuters says the vehicle was clearly marked on all sides and on the top. The news agency says at least 2 journalists and 2 others were injured. No one was seriously injured. A cameraman was less seriously hurt. The Israeli army says it is looking into the report. France says all of its 2,000 troops that will be part of a United Nations peacekeeping force will be in Lebanon within 3 weeks. French Defense Minister Michel Alliot-Marie says additional troops will join those already in Lebanon. French military vehicles and equipment arrived in Beirut on Saturday. France will lead the international force until February of 2007. Then Italy will take command. Germany has offered naval support to enforce the weapons restrictions included in the UN ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hezbollah. A German official reportedly said German sailors must be able to search any suspicious ships near Lebanon's coast. Iran has begun work on a new part of a nuclear center. The work begins just days before a time limit set by the United Nations for Iran to stop enriching the mineral uranium. The deadline is August 31st. Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad spoke at the ceremony to open a heavy water center southwest of Tehran. He said Iran will not give up its right to nuclear technology. The president also said Iran's nuclear activities are not a threat to anyone, including Israel. The heavy water produced at the center is to cool a planned nuclear energy station. The process also will produce the mineral plutonium. Plutonium can be used for atomic bombs. In Afghanistan, coalition officials say their forces killed a Taliban commander in an air attack in southern Uruzgan province on Friday. 15 other militants also died in the attack. The commander was not identified. In related news, the head of the United States Central Command, General John Abizaid, is in Afghanistan. He is joined by Dutch Prime Minister Jan-Peter Balkenende. General Abizaid said militants are using Pakistan as a base of operations, but he denied that Pakistan is helping rebels. And in Kandahar province, Canadian soldiers mistakenly killed an Afghan policeman and wounded at least 4 others. The Ugandan government and rebels of the Lord's Resistance Army have agreed to a ceasefire. Negotiators say the ceasefire takes effect early on Tuesday. That is meant to let negotiators try to reach a complete peace agreement. The 2 sides signed a truce on Saturday in Juba, Sudan. The agreement calls for both sides to stop attacks and propaganda. The rebels also are required to gather at special places where they can be observed. You are listening to the news in VOA Special English. Officials in Iraq say kidnappers have released a Sunni member of the Iraqi parliament. Taizir al-Mashadani was kidnapped on July 1st. She and 7 of her guards were seized as they drove through a Shiite area of northern Baghdad. She is a member of the Iraqi Accordance Front. It is the largest Sunni coalition in the Iraqi parliament. Also on Saturday, Iraqi Prime Minister Nouria Maliki held a national unity conference with hundreds of the country's tribal groups in Baghdad. The Pakistani information minister says security forces have killed a tribal leader in Baluchistan province. The official confirmed the death of Baluch tribal chief Nawab Akbar Bugti. Mr. Bugti died in a major military operation near the town of Dera Bugti on Saturday. The minister said at least 21 security troops and 30 tribal militants were killed in the operation. Mr. Bugti was a former senator and governor of Baluchistan. The opposition Pakistan People's Party condemned the killing. The president of Chad has ordered 2 foreign oil companies to leave the Central African nation by Sunday. They are the United States company, Chevron, and the Malaysian company, Petronas. Chad's president, Idris Deby, says the companies have not paid taxes. The companies have made no immediate comment. ExxonMobil leads the group of companies developing Chad's oil fields. Chad is also creating its own national oil company that will join the group. Officials at the United States Space Agency have decided to delay the launch of the Space Shuttle Atlantis until Monday. NASA did not give a reason for the delay, but engineers are inspecting the shuttle and the launch area at Cape Canaveral, Florida. NASA also is concerned that lightning may have caused damage when it struck the launch area on Friday. And Tropical Storm Ernesto could become the first Atlantic hurricane of the year. The powerful ocean storm is gaining strength over the Caribbean Sea. Cuba, Jamaica, and the Cayman Islands are warning of severe weather. And briefly again, the major news of this hour. An Israeli airstrike in the Gaza Strip has hit a vehicle belonging to the Reuters news agency. And in late news, a White House spokeswoman says the United States has no response to Iran opening a new division of a nuclear center. She says the United States is continuing to discuss the situation with allies. So ends the news in VOA Special English.